Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Angel, and if you're new here, all I do is talk about books. And for today's video, we're gonna be going through my March reading wrap up and then hopping into my April TBR. So for the month of March, I did not read that much. You can say that I was in like a major reading slump, but these two books really got me out of it. Okay, like I promise you, it was so good. It was so worth it. The only two books I've read are part of the Caraval series. So I started Caraval and then ended with Legendary. And right now I'm currently reading Finale. I love it. I love it so far. It's so good. I cannot hype it up enough. In Caraval, it's actually enemies to lovers, but Scarlett is engaged. Scarlett is actually in an arranged marriage by her father. And Tella and Scarlett's father, he's very abusive, and so that is also a pushing factor for them to go to Caraval too, because Tella does not plan on coming back. Caraval is about this huge event that goes on like every year. I kind of think of it like a circus in a way, filled with magic, like all of these puzzles and stuff, you know, just very like crazy like entertainment. So each year Caraval hosts like the big entertainment thing in like a country, and so Tella and Scarlett have to find a ride there, and they end up meeting Julian, who hitches them a ride to that continent. And Tella gets kidnapped, and Tella's kidnapping is part of the game, and so Scarlett has to play to actually find her sister. And all of these puzzles and clues keep revealing like secrets that literally who would have thought about? Like, I don't know, like secret identities are being revealed, family secrets are being revealed. It's just all over the place, and I don't want to say much because it will ruin the whole book for you. But basically the Caraval series has like this big mystery on who the host of Caraval is, and so he goes by the name of Legend. And Legend is literally, he could be anybody and he could be anywhere. So nobody knows who he is. Not even his performers know who he is. His identity is like a secret that you kind of find out by the end of the second book. Which leads me to Legendary. Legendary is actually about Tella, Scarlett's sister, and how she has played the Caraval game again because she made a bargain in the first book. You kind of have to read it, but she made a bargain in the first book, and she has to uphold that bargain, trying to find out who Legend is. So that kind of compiles what the whole book is about. But Tella is also on the look for their mother. But yeah, that kind of leads up into the finale book on like their mom and all that. So it's a bittersweet moment. I don't know if I want to savor finale or like completely go through it and devour it. But yeah, I'm super excited for what finale has to offer. I would definitely recommend this trilogy. I did not think I was going to enjoy it, but in order for me to read what I'm going to talk about next, I felt like I had to read this trilogy just to get like the background information of the characters. But yeah, I definitely would recommend this series. It's a lot of puzzles, a lot of plot twists. Like in the first book, I did not think there was gonna be that many plot twists and like shocking moments, but I'm so glad that it was, because it made the book so interesting and it made me want to keep reading. I also did not think that I was gonna like Legendary as much as I liked Caraval, but boy was I wrong. It is like enemies to lovers, it's tension, it's, I want to say kind of like love triangle, but you kind of know who she's leaning towards. But the tension, the jealousy, I love it. So good. And that leads me to my April TBR, which I hope I stick to. But the first book is Once Upon a Broken Heart, also by Stephanie Garber. Oh my gosh, I didn't know there was a map. So pretty. But Once Upon a Broken Heart is about Evangeline and how she found out that the love of her life is getting married to another woman. And in order to stop that whole wedding completely, she bargains with the Prince of Hearts, which is actually mentioned in the Caraval series. So you can kind of see the link. But everybody raves about this book and the second book and how it kind of leaves off on a cliffhanger. And so I'm kind of scared for that, but I'm also super excited because I want to find out more on Jax and Evangeline and their love story. And I already know how Jax is because of how he was in Legendary, but oh my gosh, like, I'm ready. I'm so ready for it. Jax is he has such a smart mouth, and he's so funny, and he kind of reminds me of Aaron Warner from the Shatter Me series. Just very mature and intelligent, you know, like, you know what I mean? I've been going on like a fantasy kind of role right now, so I'm gonna take advantage of it and try to start Broken Bonds by Jay Bree. This is a reverse harem. It is about Ollie and how she is bonded to 5 men who she has been running from. So I'm guessing it's like enemies to lovers, maybe some forced proximity because she does get captured by them. So I think it's gonna be a very spicy book. I hope, because I have not had spice ever since I started the Caraval series. So I've been very deprived on that. The next book on my April TBR is Twisted by Emily McIntyre. This is a Aladdin retelling. It is about Yasmin and Julian. Yasmin's dad has fallen ill, and the last thing that he wants to witness is her getting married to the man that he chooses. And so Yasmin's like, oh my gosh, no, I cannot do that. I'm already in love with somebody who happens to be their servant. And Julian comes in to bargain with Yasmin and basically forces her to marry him. So yeah, I think that would be really interesting because Julian is also Yasmin's dad's like right-hand man. And I don't know, I really love Emily McIntyre's books because they are retellings of like popular stories and how the villain always gets the girl, and I'm here for it. I absolutely love that idea. So I think I'm really gonna enjoy this book because I enjoyed all of her other books. The next book on my April TBR is My Dark Romeo by Park S. Huntington and LJ Shen. This book is an enemies to lovers and arranged marriage. It follows Romeo and Dallas. Dallas is actually betrothed to Romeo's like rival. And so I think something happens where Romeo actually takes Dallas to be his betrothed. And I could just like feel all of the jealousy radiating off of this book. And I'm just so excited to read it because Parker S. Huntington, I absolutely loved Darling Venom. It was so beautifully written. I honestly can just cry about it just thinking about it because it was so tragic and like, I don't know. If you have not read that, please check it out. And LJ Shen, I have like a whole section of her books like back up here. She was probably one of the first like 10 authors I've read, and her series was one of the first series that I've ever read and fell in love with. Absolutely devoured her books. So I just know that My Dark Romeo is gonna be so high up there. I don't know, my standards are so high for them, so I'm really excited. The last book on my April TBR is Indigo Ridge by Devaney Perry. This book is about Winslow and Griffin. It is a small town romance and a little bit of murder mystery. Winslow is actually the new chief of police in their little small town. And when she first arrived there, the first night, she actually hooked up with Griffin, who is part of one of the founding families of their small town. And they absolutely did not know each other until a dead body was discovered on Griffin's like family property. And that's where Winslow has to sweep in and have to face Griffin again after all this time of avoiding him. And they both have to work together to discover why the murder happened and who the murder happened to. So you could just kind of tell where they're gonna bump heads and where the attraction is gonna resurface. And I'm kind of sensing like a lot of heated moments. So I'm super excited for that. And that is the end of today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Please stay tuned for more book content. And yeah, see you guys later. Bye.